Finally back at it. So I have been struggling to get this next video out due to some other priorities, but mainly due to the loss of my my best friend, who often appears in these videos. He was 17 and a half years old, and while that sounds like a long time, anyone who's ever been deeply attached to a dog would understand how difficult it can be. We did a lot of miles together, under sail, in a canoe, on foot. It's just, I haven't known life without him for so long that it's been very difficult. So with that out of the way, let me jump into my next project. Okay, so now I'm going to address this cockpit floor, the removable cockpit floor, which well known to many Contessa owners to be kind of one of those weak spots. They tend to leak unless you get it right, and also it takes a very long time to remove this because of the way it's bolted down. You know, and that could be an issue in an emergency. And the history of the way I've come to this is, okay, so when I first bought the boat, I had these little inserts into the below this, and basically this screw with the cup washer would just go through there and screw into there, which worked fine after I replaced the seal there. It's just a hardware store seal that happens to fit in there. It's a little worn out now. It does the job somewhat. I mean, there's still a little leakage, but it's not too bad. So this is what it came with. Of course, a few of these were missing. I'd say about half of them. I went ahead and replaced them with this type, which is a nut rivet. You put that in there kind of like a pop rivet into the bottom, and then use a screw to screw it down. Unfortunately, that's aluminum, so it galvanically bonded to that, but even so, it just takes forever to unscrew these. I mean, how many are here? There's 10 screws. So after that, I acquired the original the Zeus fasteners. They're called DZUS fasteners. And the way these work is you have this little wire thing arrangement, and originally they were just kind of riveted to there, but I used screws and nuts to hold them down. These you tend to lose these because when they come out, you kind of have to pull them out by hand, and they roll everywhere. So with that, what I did was I acquired an updated Zeus fastener. It's got a little spring on it, which kind of goes into the hole, and it pops up when you unscrew it. It's just a quarter turn, and I would hold it to the bottom of that with just a rubber washer. It would stay on there. So I've had it that way for years, and it worked okay, but I'm looking to really just be able to open this very quickly and to waterproof it a little better. So that's kind of the reason for this. And that brings us to what I'll be using, which is these hatch pulls. So the idea is to use 4 of these, one in each corner, instead of the fasteners, to hold it down. I'm going to experiment with a new seal, but also to really make this into a hatch. So I'm going to be putting some hinges, and I'm going to have to make some sort of modification because this thing kind of hits the step here when it comes up. So I'll have to deal with that. But for now, I will work on getting these mounted. I've already marked where the fiberglass underneath is. Here, you can see kind of a line, pencil line. It's been there in all 4 corners. So let me get started on that. And now for the attachment or installation of the hatch pulls. So this part here is approximately 2 inches. 2-inch hole saw going through, although before I went all the way through, I actually came up this way a tiny bit just to prevent tear out of the fiberglass. And then to make things a little bit more complicated, we have this part here that lifts up, and there's balsa wood coring in there. And that made things a little bit more complicated because as this goes in, you have this other part to clamp it down, which is bigger than the 2-inch hole saw. So I had to go in there with a rasp and just kind of cut it back. You can see there's a little shoulder in there. And I put some epoxy on the wood coring in there to protect it. And then if that wasn't enough, the distance between the clamping distance between these two things was actually greater than we have here. So I got a piece of an old hose, cut off a slice to make a washer, and that should shim it up just a bit to accommodate that. It also helps with the waterproofing because it's rubber and it'll be compressed. So ready for installation. I have closed off all these little holes with epoxy already. Just put some blue tape underneath and fill that up and ready to go. And now all four are installed. So these function by, of course, turning, and then when you push this down to seat the handle itself, you'll notice that that part actually goes up. This piece actually moves that way, and it compresses the seal that's going to be here to make it more waterproof. And now for the new seal. This is about 2 inches wide neoprene. It's adhesive. And on the bottom of the engine cover, I had installed this secondary tubular seal, which seems to be doing a pretty good job. But still, I think we can do better. This was in addition to the one that's already in the floor, in the trough in the fiberglass. So I'll get this attached, see how it looks. Okay, easy enough. Self-adhesive, we'll see how this adhesive does. If not, if it doesn't stay well enough, I'll use some contact cement. But I was able to get this butted up pretty well in the seams, and it's nice and wide. So I'm hopeful this should work good. Okay, and now for a little test fitting. So this little finger piece, whatever it's called, that comes out of the latch should kind of turn and go under there and catch onto this. Unfortunately, that's not the case because there's a lot of space between that finger and the fiberglass here. It is adjustable, but I have it screwed in all the way, so I'm gonna have to create some sort of shim or do some sort of modification to address that. Okay, problem solved. So I've got this little piece here. It's made of high density polyethylene. I have a box of scraps of composites, and that seems to have made a pretty tight fit, but now I need to test for waterproofness. Okay, so I've closed off the seacocks for the cockpit drains and then just filled it up with a hose. And checked underneath. There is a little bit of leaking, some dripping, not too bad. Probably to the extent of what I had before. And after a little bit more experimentation, I found that the water on at least 2 of these is leaking through that little rubber washer. But not really quick. I mean, it's just like a drip, drip, drip. But the worst part, I think, is here. The seal is not making good contact in the middle. So what I think I'm going to have to do eventually, if not now, is put another pair here to compress it a little better. But for now, I'll keep moving on to make headway. Next step. So I want this to hinge upwards, but unfortunately it hits here. So I could either shave this down or both. But a better solution would be to use a pair of hinges that, like this. I had these in my parts box left over from another project, and they have 2 pins in them, here and here. So kind of allows it to sort of articulate. And I think it should be able to clear that without any shaving down. I've got the hinge screwed down temporarily with some random screws to the engine cover part of the floor. However, this is kind of sticking up. There's a lot of space, so I made a little shim from G10 board, like 1/4 inch, and just cut it and shaped it, and I think that should work once I screw it down. Okay, so I've got the hinges completely screwed down, and this lifts up very nicely. In retrospect, I probably could have used some regular hinges, because I was able to position the engine cover slightly aft. And all I did was just give it a tiny bit of sanding right here with a belt sander. Probably could have even did it by hand, because I barely removed anything. And it's working out really well right now. Next step. So I'd like to have something to hold this when it's open, so it doesn't slam down. And originally I was thinking some of those gas-filled struts, suitable for marine use. But too many moving parts for my taste, and they do fail relatively often. So I was going to do something very simple. I have this old life ring holder. I was going to just cut it and straighten it and then make a prop rod. But to save a bit of effort, and I think a better solution, is to use these hatch springs, which I have elsewhere on the boat. So let's see how those turn out. And here we go. So it won't fall, and it won't go back either because of those springs. And all I did was get some more of that high density polyethylene cutting board. Screwed it to the original holes from the Zeus fasteners, and then screwed the spring to that and to the floor panel itself. And to close, use that and close it. Beautiful. All right, so I've been working with this wasp nest right next to my head this entire time without realizing it, but they haven't bothered me, so I won't bother them. But now for the final details. So of course I touched up the kiwi grip where the holes were that I epoxied over. I replaced those hinges that I had put in earlier with these old ones from another boat that I had decades ago. These, I think, are made by Perco. They kind of have like an offset. I just put another piece of that high density polyethylene in there as a shim. And then I did add a 5th and 6th hatch pull here to address the waterproofing issue, because most of the water was coming in here, and that did stem it a bit. However, what I did also is to add another layer of that neoprene seal, another 1/4 inch layer, for a total of 1/2 inch. And there's an improvement. I still get a little leakage, but I'm gonna have to live with it for a while. The problem that I see here is mainly these hatch pulls are not the best quality. So there's a little plastic washer that was in each one of them, and that wore out very quickly. I guess it was to help it like operate smoother. It certainly doesn't do anything for waterproofing, but either way, when you put water in here, the water kind of comes out. So I wouldn't call them waterproof. What I did was I cut a piece of this 3/8 rubber fuel hose and put it in there so that when you close them and this part lifts up, it kind of makes a little bit of a seal. And I had gotten little to no improvement from that. So like I said, I'm gonna have to live with that for a while till I decide whether or not to find other hatch poles or if I'm gonna do something completely different, but this is gonna be good for now. And on an unrelated note, I painted my engine with this Yanmar gray. I had used POR 15 silver several years ago, and that worked really good for taking care of any rust, but it was starting to look shabby, so I freshened it up, and I think it looks really good. So that's it for this one.